All right, go for it.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever in the heck in the world you are. It is Thursday. It's 4 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States. You know what time it is? It's time to cuss with Gus. Gus, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, how are you, dude? Happy Thursday, brother. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, bro. Happy Thursday. There's a lot going on in the world. I was just telling you off the air about the maricon Macron, who, like a little bitch that he is, goes up and he's supposedly meeting Trump, but he decides to walk right by Trump and go shakes Angela Merkel's hand because that's about as a firm handshake as he can handle. Trump stops his entourage, waits for the little cuck to come around, then grabs him and starts shaking his hand and pulling him like Macron's arms are about to fall off, like the little wiener that he is, bro. It was great watching that video.
Dude, sometimes you got to grab him by the pussy.
That's
It's
it.
just oh,
That's
oh, dude.
right.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't break in half or whatever. But it's pretty funny to watch them all interact. You kind of see the power dynamic of who gets along with who and who shuns who and the rest of it. And I don't know how much of that is like theatrical bullshit and how much of it is legit.
Yeah.
I do think they all despise Trump, but I don't know. When they're all bitches, like there's a chance they fight behind closed doors like bitches too.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this is a guy who married a grandmother.
Yes. So do I think he might have this initial, love affair or get along cordially with Merkel now? Yeah, but between the two of them, that's a lot of fucking estrogen.
Oh,
So eventually something's got to give, right? So we'll see how that plays out.
it's ridiculous, bro. I mean, you sent me on the email literally an hour after our last inaugural broadcast that we did last week. Gavin McGinnis put out a really good montage about what France is like, man. It's France is your crazy ex-girlfriend who wants to kill herself.
He does outstanding work, and is hilarious. One of the most like hilarious dudes on our side out there. And you're right, dude. He basically reiterated everything we were saying, but times 10 on the humor. The guy's fucking off, and I didn't even know he spoke French. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out. Gavin McGinnis, France is it's on Rebel Media. France is your crazy ex-girlfriend, and it is so fucking spot on. The whole thing is brilliant. He's awesome.
Oh, it truly is, man. It was hilarious just to listen to the guy. I mean, that's what France. That's what France is. It's like they want to die. Europe wants to die. So when I see Trump over there and these Euro weenies who all they want to do is they hate their own existence. They hate the fact that they're breathing, and they don't have the balls enough to kill themselves. They want to take everybody down with them in their disgusting macabre of a political system.
Well, dude, I'm a little under the weather today, so forgive me. I think I've Bitcoin syphilis or something. Winning Bitcoin syphilis. We touched on it, and last time we spoke a week ago today was before Manchester, right? So what we talked about last week and what we touched on was, if you remember, we talked about like they can't even talk about what's going on in Sweden, for example, because they don't want to be labeled this or that. A lot of the feedback coming out of Manchester is like they can't even call it what it is. They can't say it. Like so the liberals' concern, this is how fucked up it is. The liberals' concern isn't about the victims or whatever, or terrorist attacks or people getting fucking raped or murdered or buses driving over people. They don't give a shit about that. They give a shit about people's feelings being hurt. Don't say Muslim. We don't want to be labeled as bigots. Like, you're not worried about your citizens. You're worried about being a social justice warriors. Like, that's how fucking insane it has gotten, where hate speech, apparently now hate speech is more serious than fucking murder. Like, you murdering people is okay. Rape's okay. All of it's okay. Just God forbid you say anything having to do with hate speech. And by the way, we define hate speech when it changes whenever we feel like it.
Absolutely.
It's totally subjective. It's made up. One person's one person's hate speech is another person's opinion. The only thing that should be illegal to say is a call to action of violence. Outside of a call to action of violence, anything
Which
goes.
The left does all the time.
Well, yeah, but they're what they don't understand is everything they say I find hateful, right? So, but I'm not.
They're the ones who are killing cops and punching us Nazis in the face and this, that, and the other. And
their entire ideology, all their theories, their ideology, it doesn't matter if it's economic theory, cultural theory, social theory. It all makes me fucking sick. But it's their right to say it. Like I don't try to shut them up. I just make fun of them. Like, so I'm allowed to disagree with you. We're allowed to have a debate about it. I'm allowed to mock you and make fun of you. And here's the really great news. I'm not a total fucking hypocrite, so you could do the same thing to me too. The only time speech should ever be stopped or government ever needs to get involved in speech is threats of violence or a call to action of violence. If I say, you know what, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. Or, hey, if I post something on Facebook, I'm like, hey, let's all get together and go to this person's house and fucking lynch him. That's that's when you've crossed. That's when speech is no longer. They always use the movie theater analogy. You can't yell fire in a movie theater if there's not one, because people get fucking hurt. It's a call to action for violence, and that should be illegal. That I agree with, but everything else is fucking open game, dude. You want to listen, you want to make fucking jokes about me, go ahead. You want to fucking make fun of me, go. It's fine, dude. I'm a big boy. I'll be fine, you know. Right. But the same, you have to be consistent, dude. I cannot fucking stand hypocrites, and I cannot stand double standards. That's when you know someone's a really fucking weaselly coward. If they're hypocritical, if they have double standards, if what is okay for them is not okay for you, that's when someone is truly a piece of fucking shit. Like, right. if they can't see that, and that is the left. Like, that's all everything's a fucking double standard. So that's Manchester's a perfect illustration, dude. They're okay with that. They're okay with fucking their dead children, but they're not okay with fucking bigoted speech.
Calling it hateful, but let's bring the army on board. Like, what the hell is what is this post reaction, scenarios, these post reaction plans that they do with, we're gonna have the army. What the hell is that going to do? Like, what is that going to do, man?
Well, what it's going to do is take away our freedoms.
Exactly. That's the only thing it always does.
And they're going to stop, and they're going to continue to spy on us and spy us more severely, and blah blah blah. And that's the I don't know if you call it necessarily a paradox, but that's the pisser. So people want security, but they also want freedom. But so the more and more we allow all this fucking madness to continue, the more and more the government can justify the erosion of our fucking freedoms and rights. And less people have the balls or the nerve to say anything about it. So it doesn't matter which terrorist attack or whatever you want to point to. If you want to use 9/11 as one and then go since then and look at all of them, every single fucking time. Now we could justify the NSA. Now we could justify this. Now we could justify that. So it's just excuse after excuse after excuse to look at our financial records, look at our phone conversations, look at our, and I was watching Fox yesterday, and like Karl Rove was on there trying to fucking. Oh God. He's trying to. Yeah, this is why we need to fucking spy on people masturbating in front of their fucking computers. It's like, all right, dude, you just fuck off. Like,
that guy's a sick idiot who's somebody whose ideas are so obsolete, man. Like the paradigm shift, and this asshole still out there. You know what I got to say to these establishment guys? At least try not to be an asshole your entire life. But they're dead set on doing it, bro. I hate, the truth is I despise neocons more than I despise leftists. I hate leftists are a bunch of useful idiots.
Well, I think neocons are leftists, just with a greater bloodthirst. So I think Dude, that's exactly right. And if you study the last 50 years of politics, they all came from the left. They're leftists who were more bloodthirsty in the 50s and 60s and are like, yeah, I think we're gonna do it. They literally want to start World War III like every dude, Lindsey Graham, John McCain.
What is up with Lindsey Tickle My Butt Graham? I mean, that guy every other week, bro. Him and his boyfriend John McCain.
Dude, those people are like I said, I think I despise them more than leftists because
I agree.
Because at least each side, and you could argue that leftists aren't even fucking good for this anymore, but leftists used to, back in the day, 10, 20 years ago, they at least used to pretend to fight for civil liberties, but they don't do that anymore either. And leftists used to, quote unquote, be anti-war and fight for civil liberties and all that. And neocons used to be good for small government and small taxes, or at least they pretended to be. Now it's they're all kind of the same fucking shit. Like they all want big government. They all want spying. They're anti-Bill of Rights. They're all pro-war. They're all, it's all bullshit. Like, so neocons are dangerous because I think if we were able to pluck out the fucking neocons, it would be much more of a libertarian type party. Like the right would be much more freedom loving, much more Tucker Carlson, much more, just the libertarian side, like people who actually use logic and still want social freedom and civil liberties. And that's, the neocons are fucking dangerous. And it's hard to get fucking rid of them.
Right.
And I don't know why people can't see through it, but again, they're a fucking problem.
They all have this deviant look about them. Every single one of them have this disgusting deviant look. I can't put a finger on it. It's like they all look like they've been sniffing cat turd all day. Like they keep a piece of cat turd right underneath their nose. Like that guy Bill Crystal. I can't stand that guy.
That is a sick. He's a sick fuck. David Frum's another one. He's a sick fuck. They are a bunch of Wolfowitz is a sick fuck. The whole Bush Brigade, dude. All of them. They're just those are Rove. Those are dangerous fucking people. They are bloodthirsty, dangerous motherfuckers. And they're not bloodthirsty to, their argument is always to protect us. That's all bullshit. They're bloodthirsty to fucking enslave us. Like they want a full on Orwellian fucking spy grid. They all do. But the thing is, that's exactly what the fucking liberals want to now. So like everyone's in the same fucking. That's what I like. That kind of Trump brought up the establishment or the globalist or the deep state. Yeah, the deep state. It's all the same fucking shit. It's the oligarchs. It's left, right, whatever. It's the fucking people who've been running shit since fucking Reagan got shot. They've been running shit since. Like, so I don't left, right, doesn't fucking matter. They're all looking for the same fucking shit.
I agree, man.
Yeah, they're fucking they're fucking dangerous, evil motherfuckers. It's bad.
Well, here's an example of it. You heard that Wasserman Schultz was threatening her police chief.
They're immune. They do whatever the fuck they want. She's been busted before. I mean, the WikiLeaks stuff proved what a complete fraud and con artist and evil wench she is. Like they do whatever the fuck they want with immunity. The shit that they would throw me and you in a cage for.
Oh my god!
These people just fucking get away with. Like they don't. Yeah. They do whatever the fuck, and I think that's the wink of the Washington, LA, New York establishment. Like it's like we take care of our own. And that's why I'm surprised with when occasionally someone who I thought was one of their own, they do come down on them, like a Petraeus or whatever. It's actually like surprising to me, because I thought they were all, because I thought they all take care of each, because usually they fucking do. It doesn't matter how much, like with was the skank who met Clinton on the plane when Hillary was being invested? Was that Rice?
No, it was a Lynch.
Lynch, yeah.
Loretta Lynch.
Shit like that is so fucking blatantly just.
Gus, I don't know what you're talking about, Gus.
Dude, your Clinton is pretty.
I tell you right now, when Loretta came on the plane, Gus, I told her we were talking about grandchildren. We're talking about Hillary's time against Trump. I guess
So
we're talking about golf. We're talking about golf for about 45 minutes, and I don't know why. I don't know why Comey let her go and found nothing. It's like the time when Monica came up.
Dude, stop, dude. My Bitcoin syphilis is acting up. Stop. It's acting up. I'm telling. When Bitcoin's over 2,000, I start getting Bitcoin coughs.
Better than Hillary coughs, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, your Clinton is pretty fucking great. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, shit like that is smoking gun shit. Like it'd be like fucking me witness tampering, like when I'm on a fucking murder trial or whatever. Hey, I'm just gonna go run into the witness's fucking mother or the prosecutor at a fucking at a Starbucks or something. It's just so blatantly fucking obvious. And then they stick the dipshit fucking journalists on the media and political pundits to like try to say, no, this is fucking totally normal. And of course they were just like, it's just so fucking obvious. They completely insult their fucking intelligence at every step of the way. And if you question it, as you know, they label you conspiracy theorists, they label you this. It's like, dude, it's fucking obvious what's going on. Time after time after time after time again. It doesn't matter. They do it right in daylight, and they do it with immunity. All of them do. And it's when one of them do go down, it still shocks me. But time after time again, you see these people. Doesn't matter if it's the Bush administration or the Obama administration. So many of those fucking cocksuckers in both those fucking presidencies should be in prison for one thing or another, and they're just not. Like it's a straight up fucking oligarchy. We live in the same rules that apply to them do not apply to us.
It really doesn't, man. It really doesn't. I mean, you got Obama, who's like a bad high school quarterback, like my buddy was saying. He's like a bad high school quarterback that just doesn't go away. He's back on campus again. He's like lecturing Trump about walls, yet he builds a wall around his own little McMansion in D.C. And he's out there in Europe, talking with Merkel and all of them. They're all having a love fest. I mean, it's disgusting. These people are sick.
Well, the Obama story with the walls is the same. It ties into the Katy Perry story, where some fucking retarded pop star is out there lecturing us on unity and this and that, and she has her Beverly Hills mansion with fucking walls too. It's the same as Feinstein and Boxer, the senators from California, lecturing us on fucking guns, and they have concealed carry permits and armed bodyguards around them. They want, and it ties into what we were just talking about 5 minutes ago. It ties into the double standard. Yep. There's one set of rules for the people, quote unquote, as George Carlin called them, the people in the club. And then there's another set of rules for us peasants, us serfs, us fucking slaves. We have to follow the rules. And it's clear as fucking day. Like it also ties into what I was talking about fucking 10 minutes ago. They're just hypocritical, disgusting fucking people. Like they're the shit they're allowed to do, we are not allowed to do. They are quote unquote special. And dude, the Katy Perry story, like listen to the Katy Perry interview for 5 fucking minutes, and the things that like people actually take her seriously, like children view a lot of these fucking pop icons as role models, or this is the people they listen to as they enter adulthood. It's fucking disturbing. These people are mentally retarded. They're the ones who like got off the bus to Hollywood, sucked dick to get a job, and did heroin. Like these are the people. That's how they get broken into Hollywood. So the fact that they try to lecture us on more morality and virtue and more, it's fucking laughable. It's like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? You suck fucking lollipops half naked on stage and sing about fucking blowjobs. What the fuck are you talking about?
Stupid Katy Perry, moron. We should just love each other and unite. That's what she says. When we drop her, we should just drop her off into into ISIS-controlled northern Syria, and say, and she can go sing over there like the little pop tart that she is, talking about happiness and uniting.
Well, it's
drop her to Malmo, Sweden, bro. That's even better. Drop her off in Sweden, guaranteed to get raped.
It's the virtue signaling nonsense. It's like, why do we idolize these fucking people? Why do we why you said, we talked about it last week, like you could tell a lot about a society by their culture. Another thing you could tell, I think another thing you could tell about society is who they place on, who society places on pedestals. Who do we consider icons or idolize? Where are the children when they watch TV? Because kids are always looking for quote unquote what's cool and all that shit. So are we letting like Katy fucking Perry and Colin fucking Kaepernick and whoever the fuck else, like, is that who are, if some ball player, some pop star, some actor, like, is this who we're letting be the role models for our kids? They're fucking retarded. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, dude, you run around grass chasing a fucking ball and you make $10 million a year. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think, dude.
There's so much disparity of wealth, and this country's so racist.
Dude, it's all of them. And what makes you think you should be the one to enlighten us on fucking political and economic theory, dickhead? Like, what do you do? Like, I'll come ask your advice if I want to know how to throw a fucking spiral. Like, that's what you fucking do for a living. If I want to learn how to fucking build a nuclear bomb, I'm gonna go talk to a fucking nuclear engineer. You're a football player, dude. If I want advice on football, I'll come talk to you. Like, no one fucking cares what you think about Bolshevik economic theory, dickhead. Like, but dude, even ESPN has gotten like political as fuck. Like, it's all like social justice warriors and they fire people with like conservative opinions, or people who ask, the wrong fucking, they cut Kurt Schilling's balls off. They just chop people off who are conservative. It's a fucking joke. And their ratings are down. The NFL's ratings were down last year. But good. Like, we have to, it doesn't matter if it's fucking Katy Perry or athletes or networks. We have to boycott them the way they attempt to boycott us. We vote with your fucking dollars. Like, if George Clooney wants to go up there and fucking lecture you on you shouldn't have 3 light bulbs on at your house at the same fucking time, stop watching fucking George Clooney movies. Like, just fucking cut them off at the balls. That's the only thing these people understand. And that's what they do to fucking conservatives too. They'll shut down a Christian conservative bakery over hey, I don't feel comfortable with gay marriage. We're going to shut down your fucking bakery. Like, what? Like, it's too Christian. Like, leave them the fuck. It's just a bakery, dude. Who fucking cares? They boycott you. They try to destroy. They try to get teachers fired. They try to shut down businesses. That's what social justice warriors do. They've figured out that the most powerful thing you could do is squeeze someone financially. So I don't think it's a crazy idea that conservatives and Republicans and libertarians follow suit. If these people, and I'm not telling you what to do, but that's what I've been doing. Like, if someone starts to make me fucking sick and lecturing me on shit politically, when I watch stand-up comedy is a great example. When I see someone getting like just bashing Republicans or bashing Trump, I will just fucking like done. And a lot of the liberal stand-up comics fucking sucked anyway. But like, I don't know if you've seen like the Amy Schumer special. It's fucking brutal.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, Netflix had to come in and save her ass and give her a 4 out of 5 stars because it was barely 1 stars, man. It was horrible.
Who's that other?
They're talking about how much her vagina smells.
Dude, get drunk and fuck strangers. It's so feminist. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no. And who's that other bitter bitch? Chelsea Handler or something like that.
Oh,
like,
that little spinster. That 50-year-old spinster who's getting hammered and drunk, hooking up with random strangers. What a miserable POS she is, man. I mean, just sitting there, her ovaries are all dried up. Has no purpose in life.
If you know anything about that fucking skank, she basically bangs guys like who'll give her a show. So like 2 of her boyfriends were like back-to-back guys. Were like was like the president of E! Network, and he had like 30 fucking years on her. So she basically will start sucking the right dick. She'll get a show for it, right. And then after she gets the show, like, she fucks for money. She's a hooker, and she tries to lecture people on ethics.
And she's not funny.
Dude, she's not funny at all. Dude, most of them aren't funny. Like, there are a few women can be funny. I mean, there are funny girls out there.
They can be. But with these crazy ass leftist females, no, they're horrible. They're annoying. It's cringe.
They're so, everything is fucking political. And I've joked around with you about it a few times. Like, I used to avoid being this verbal about shit just because I didn't want to alienate such a large portion of the demographic. And we're in like our business, perpetual assets, we're in cryptocurrencies and metal. It's in retirement accounts. It's a Republican leaning business anyway. So that's when I finally am like, you know what, fuck it. These people don't buy shit anyway. Like, fuck them. So but for these comedians, for these leftists, I don't understand how a light bulb doesn't go off and be like, fuck, we're like alienating like 60% of the country or 45% of the country or whatever. Like, a lot of people don't like your fucking bull. I can't even watch Saturday Night Live anymore. It makes me fucking sick. It's just a liberal fucking propaganda machine. Like, they 8 years of sucking Obama's balls and never like making fun. It's true, dude. I never fucking saw shit. Like,
dude, they never said a one bad thing about Obama. They were like, Obama was like a godsend. I mean, they literally were crying when that a-hole was walking up Air Force One and saying goodbye to everybody for the last time. I was cheering my ass off, and everybody else was like crying. And I was around people. People were like, I was in this public place, and people were like, "That's the end of a great era." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" This guy's like put 236 million people on the dole, and they're talking about end of a great era. What freaking like bubble do you moronic people live in?
They used to when I was growing up. They used to bust Clinton's balls a little bit. Like, there were a lot of Clinton jokes. It doesn't matter if it was being a pervert or who's the comedian's name that Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman did a fucking great Clinton. So they used to fuck with Clinton a lot. Obama was just fucking off limits. Like, I don't know if he thinks, like Jesus.
Nobody made fun of Obama.
No, dude.
Muhammad and Obama, you couldn't touch those two.
No, dude. I don't know why they still hold on. It's like Jesus meets Billy D. fucking Williams. Like, he's totally fucking off limits. Which I don't. Is it the black thing? I guess. But the guy fucking sucks. Like,
he was garbage. Well, you got to understand who Obama is, man. He is the personification of the West's ultimate fantasy messiah. Here he is. He's half black, raised by a single mom. Lifelong Democrat, was a community organizer. Is married to a transvestite. I mean, it goes on and on and on, bro.
Yeah, you could
love the guy.
He's feminine. The Muslim background, blah blah blah. He's everything but a fucking tranny himself. Like, he go down the list, and he's almost got it all.
Yep, he's gay. He's Muslim. He's got it all covered. He got all the checkpoints covered.
Yeah. He's really high up on the fucking oppression Olympics.
He is.
Yeah, it's frustrating, dude. It's beyond. But I don't know what these people are thinking. I don't know if they still think being a fucking total liberal is cool. Maybe it's just it's an echo chamber. Like, they only hang out with liberals, so they still think they could fucking pull all this shit off, and no one else will be. It's got to be it. And
they're the most intolerant people. They hang out with the least amount of culture. They're also the most least traveled. That's a damn fact. And yet they have the most arrogant aspect to their worldview. They think, the world is how they perceive it to be, and they think they're the damn smartest people in the room. It's the most stupidest. It's the most dangerous mentality to have, man.
Yeah, well, they're both very dogmatic and axiomatic, and it's funny that you said that about they think they're the smartest people in the room, because I could not agree more. And here's the fucked up thing. They think being a liberal makes them intellectual. They are like that's the party of genius or whatever. So it's, and I don't know if it's because like maybe that's what people have convinced them. Like, the way they make fun of religion, especially like the liberal atheist side. Although atheists are starting to become more right leaning too, because I think the problem with atheism, as far as I'm concerned anyway, and not to go on off on a religious tangent now, we're going to start offending everyone. Too many atheists think that they replace God with government. So government is their God. So by default, they are leftists. Like they'll spend days and days and days and days telling you that the Old and New Testament are total bullshit, but they won't acknowledge the 20th century of fucking socialism or communism. They won't admit that. They won't admit what government's done the last 2,000 years.
Yeah, it killed 254 million people globally.
Dude, going back to fucking Pharaoh, dude. Go further. Governments are never a good idea. So everything is religion this, religion that, but we love government. And if you've ever tried like debating a fucking atheist, especially a lefty atheist, it's
done it many times. And even though I crushed them and stopped them and ripped them a new one, and they can't even prove their atheistic theories, they still won't cave. They still hold on to their bullshit.
Yeah, and what I found a lot of them do is you almost have to study like logical fallacy debating tactics and theory. It doesn't matter if it's red herring, ad hominem, straw man, a lot of anomaly logical fallacies, meaning that like an atheist, they'll say, you don't believe in government. Well, what if a fucking meteorite was heading to, like, they'll use like fictional movie examples. Like, would you believe in government if an alien invasion happened tomorrow? Like, dude, shut the fuck. That's your debating tactic? Like anomaly debating tactic? It's all logical fallacy debating. They lay out fictional hypothetical scenarios that happen either that have never happened or happen once every fucking three. They use a lot of another type of logical fallacy is anecdotal. They'll use anecdotal evidence. Well, I once knew a very peaceful tranny Muslim extremist. Like that's their debating tactic. It's anomalies, anecdotal evidence, blah blah blah, and it's pathetic. It means you don't go by stats, you don't go by objective evidence. Everything's just and that's the problem with fucking liberals in general. It's all feelings, dude. It's all emotional. It's all subjective. What you're saying hurts my feelings. Everything is feeling what I'm feeling. Dude, I don't give a fuck what you're feeling. It's not my problem what you're fucking feeling.
Dude. That's emotional heartstring politics, bro.
Yeah, well, politicians are they're fucking used car salesmen. I mean, most of them are used car salesmen, right? It's I forgot who probably coined the quote, but it's politics is for people who are it's actors that are not good looking enough to be actors, so they went into politics. It's ugly ugly actors essentially. So it's just so much bullshit. I don't know. God, we went off on a tangent. Were we talking about Katy Perry?
Yeah, we're talking about Katy Perry and that idiot that she is, and that's what they're talking about, and and now I think the left is like freaking out about the fact that Trump is such an alpha dog.
That always.
Like, yeah, get out of the way. There's like videos of Trump moving people out of the way, man.
Is your theory that their end game is what? Impeachment? Is that what they're going for?
I mean, they have nothing to impeach the guy on, so all they can do is just sit there and just hyperventilate all day about Russian hacks. I mean, literally, I think like Wolf Blitzer goes home and has he lies in a tub with Russian salad dressing. These guys just sit around and just hyperventilate all day. Russia hack. Ooh. Now the latest report out with a video that I've seen is Trump crushing Macron's hand. They're saying Macron crushed Trump's hand. That little chicken cutlet. That little cordon bleu was crushing Trump's hand. I mean, give me a break.
Dude, speaking of a little story, I ran across like yesterday or 2 days ago, and it reminded me of what we say, like the Russians are fucking tough as nails. Some Russian guy proposed to his woman or his girlfriend, fiance, whatever, now fiance, and she's like an ER nurse or something. Dude, and he hid the engagement ring in his fucking stomach. So I think he fucking cut himself open just to let you know what fucking like insane badasses these fucking people are. The guy cut a fucking hole in his stomach, put a fucking engagement ring in there, ran into the emergency room to his fucking girlfriend and said, "Oh, I got cut in the stomach, blah, blah, blah." And she went to go tend to the wound. and he was proposing to her like there was a fucking engagement ring inside his fucking stomach.
Who did this?
Just it was some random. I ran across on like the Daily. God, what was it? The Daily UK. Give me not even 5 seconds. Man proposes. Here it is. Man proposes.
What a badass.
Man proposes to nurse girlfriend with ring hidden inside his stomach wound. Dailymail.co.uk.
Dude, what a badass.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that reminded me of when Richard Gere was trying to propose to his boyfriend, but it went all wrong, and he wound up in the hospital with a hamster up his ass.
With a gerbil in the wrong pipe, right? Now dude, they are bad motherfuckers, dude. That's why you don't invade fucking Russia, dude. No. And you had that great quote, the one. There's stupid, and then there's invading Russia stupid. Or it's
generals from World War II would say this. There's 3 types of stupid. There's stupid. There's really stupid, and invading Russia.
Invading Russia's the total end of the spectrum, right?
You don't want to do that. Those guys it's a patriarchal society. Those guys have higher testosterone than the limp-wristed weenie, the Euro weenies, and some of these emasculated left-wing idiots who inhabit places like New York and California and Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, did you see Illinois paid their taxes?
Yeah, dude. I saw that like 2 days ago.
32% income tax.
I sent it. I actually have 2 friends back home, and they're business partners with each other, and they just sold their company for a liquidate. It was a liquidation event. They're going to get a cash payout, and I'm from Chicago, right? So I go back multiple times a year. So they're going to get a cash payout and they're going to get stock options. So bottom line is, with that one piece of legislation, they're all of a sudden, going to pay an extra, whatever, 80 fucking grand in taxes or whatever. So I thought for a long time that I'm like, you could have shitty weather, or you could be a communist shithole, but you can't be both. And that's what I don't understand about Chicago or New York. I don't understand why. In California, I'm like, all right, I get it. It's a fucking communist shithole, but the weather's fucking perfect. Like, so I don't understand why people still put up with the Chicago and New York bullshit of like the shitty weather and the fucking retarded taxes. Same with Boston. Like, it's fucking cold as fucking shit up there, and they fuck you in the ass totally with your money and with your paycheck. So why?
And then they give it to like recluses so they can go kill themselves and kill each other in their neighborhoods.
Chicago right now, as like the last 2 years in a row, I think, was the #1 city with population decrease in the U.S.
Yeah, Baltimore is right behind it.
People are just getting the fuck out. Be it the murder rate, be it the tax rate, be it the weather, be it this, be it that. A lot of Chicago people end up going to Arizona. Arizona shoot, like kind of like New York people go to Florida. Chicago people for some reason go to fucking Arizona. But people are getting the fuck out of there, dude. It's expensive as fuck. It's cold as fuck. They're fucking killing each other in the streets. It's run by a fucking Bolshevik bitch. Emmanuel, Obama's boy. It's brutal. And it's, dude, the people in the city are fucking awesome. I mean, I love going back, grabbing a steak.
Grab a steak. Let's go to Weber Grill. Let's have some steak and lobster.
Dude, you get blacked out drunk at a Cubs game. You fucking make bad decisions. Chicago's a fucking awesome time. It
is. It's like New York, bro. But I would never live in the city. I can't stand it.
Dude, it's hard, man. And the crime used to only be in certain parts of the city, but the last 2-3 years in Chicago, it's like they're starting to do crazy shit on like Michigan Avenue. Like Michigan Avenue is like, it's like New York's Park Avenue or whatever. So they're starting to do fucking crazy shit in like the heart of the fucking city, like where the shoppers go, where the money is. They just don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter if it's flash mobs or shootings or the rest of it. They just don't give a fuck anymore. And I don't know. I don't know if it's Emmanuel's fault. I don't know if it's the economic shit. It's probably all the above. But dude, per your point, the answer is, well, fuck. We just obviously got to tax more. So that's the cure to everything. It's the panacea for all your problems. Higher taxes.
Higher taxes cure everything. Yes.
Yeah, well, and a lot of those counties have really high, and I'm not sure what the property tax looks like in New York, but
That's
a lot of
brutal.
those,
Brutal.
dude, Cook County in Illinois has brutal fucking property taxes.
Yep. Yeah, it's like New York,
Uh,
man. It's like, you get things like 20 grand a year in property tax for like a little spat of land that's the size of somebody's closet. It's ridiculous, bro.
yeah, Illinois, it was not it was really not a hard decision for me to leave Illinois.
Where are you now? You're in Cali or you're in no, you're in Texas, right?
We go both, dude. We go both. We have payment processing and shipping in Cali, but we're based in Texas. But
Got it.
either Illinois, as much as I love Chicago, my issue was with Chicago and Illinois. I look at the big three, right? Income tax, property tax, sales tax, and some states have good 2 out of 3. Every state needs to get paid some way, so they're always going to fuck you in 1 out of the 3. The Illinois fucks you in 3 out of the 3. The Illinois' fucking sales, dude. A pack of cigarettes in fucking Cook County is like $20. If you go to downtown Chicago,
that beats New York. It's like $12.50 over here in New York.
dude, downtown Chicago, a pack of cigarettes is fucking. You're drunk. You walk into a 7-Eleven and to have a cigarette or two, it's like fucking $20.
I got a pack of cigarettes. $20. Whoa.
The hotel tax is like fucking. The sales tax is out of control. The property tax is out of control. The income tax. Illinois is just toxic as fuck. Every direction you look in, they completely fuck you over. And again, every state gets paid some way, but a lot of states like California fucks you. California fucks you in every single way too. And
you start a business there. You got the state franchise tax, which is like worse than the IRS, bro.
Well, most states, like I said, most states at least have 1 of the 3 variables good or 2 of the 3 variables. So Florida, no income tax. Texas, no income tax. But Texas has high property tax still some areas. So it just depends. I don't mind 1 or even 2 of the 3, but when you start going, I think New Jersey is all 3 pretty bad too. When all 3 of those variables are really high, it's time to get the fuck out of Dodge. Like it becomes hard to fucking, exist there. It just, when the feds are fucking you and the state is fucking you, you have real fucking problems.
Right. Exactly.
So Illinois, it's not looking, a lot of my buddies aren't going anywhere. But without sounding too pessimistic or whatever, would it shock me if Chicago is fucking Detroit in 50 years?
No, it will be.
It wouldn't shock me, dude. It wouldn't shock me.
You want to know something? You look at the budgets. You look at how impoverished the state deficits are, city deficits, how impoverished state pensions are, and whatnot. Dude, New York is not too far away from Detroit, financially speaking. Financially, that's the dirty little truth that nobody talks about. New York City is not too far away from Detroit. Same thing in Chicago. I think Chicago is 1 foot Detroit, the other foot's on a banana peel. 1 foot Detroit, 1 foot banana peel, just waiting.
The only thing, like I said, the only thing I thought would hold them up is New York. At least New York and LA and even Boston. At least they have the ocean thing going for them. All Chicago has is a fucking lake. So again, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I don't know if they're like, I don't know if they don't realize people are leaving the city and.
They don't care. That's why they don't care. They're following the same textbook that they did in Detroit, bro. The same textbook.
Well, the crime. I mean, the crime in Chicago has just gotten out of control too, dude. It's bad, man.
Dude, I can't.
No.
Like, I can't. Like, back in the days, some idiots, acts up. Gus, like guys like you and I would probably just hit them in the mouth. That's it. But you could have some skinny little prick kid, and he can carry a 9mm. That's the whole problem. Like, nobody fights fair anymore. It's like, this is what happens. And dude, what's another commonality in like places like Chicago, Detroit, urban New York City, and whatnot? Democrats and single mothers, bro.
Every single time, dude. The Democrats have been running these cities for like a century or 50 years or whatever. Like, and you know how funny fucking Chicago is? How in denial these fucking people are about what's going on. The Democratic politicians, doesn't matter if it's the mayor or the alderman or whoever else, they blame their fucking murder rate and their gun violence. And by the way, Chicago's like one of the most strict places in the country to own a gun, as is fucking New York.
Absolutely.
What Chicago blames its fucking murder rate and violence on, it blames it on the gun laws in Indiana. So instead of, yeah, dude, because they can't blame it on themselves. They can't blame it on their own politics. So they have to say, you know what the real problem is here? It's the Republicans in the next state over. So the gun laws are, the gun laws are too loose in Indiana, and everyone goes to Indiana and comes back with these guns, and that's the problem. Isn't, like you said, the single crackhead who has 16 kids with 16 fathers and they're all in gangs and killing each other. The problem is the Indiana gun laws. It's not the generational fucking poverty and welfare and food stamps and Democratic mayors and taxes. That's not the fucking problem. The problem is the Second Amendment. It all comes back to the fucking Second Amendment.
Exactly correct, man. Exactly correct.
But it's weird how the Second Amendment is, in most areas it's free. They don't have the same murder rate. So the Second Amendment, Montana has looser gun laws, and so does Idaho, and so does Colorado, but they don't have the murder rate Chicago does. Dude, it's all like fuzzy bullshit, logic. They can't argue real points. They have to make it's kind of like with the Russia conspiracy theory, dude. They have to try to connect 36 fucking dots that have no business being connected instead of stating the fucking obvious.
Right. And if you do that, you can connect, you can make any sort of correlation.
Of course you can, dude. Of course you can. If you're willing to swallow enough of enough bullshit, it's kind of like the 6 degrees of separation or the Kevin Bacon game or whatever. If you're willing to swallow enough bullshit, you can make any argument sound, especially when it goes against their narrative, their political ideology. They can't say that single motherhood is bad. They can't say that welfare is bad. They can't say, dude, they're trying to, and their last hope, by the way, the ones who are gonna try to clean up the neighborhoods and save them, the cops, they've demonized them too.
Look at de Blasio's war on the NYPD. It's ridiculous.
Dude, the war on the Chicago PD. They're calling it, the direct quote I've heard, and you've probably heard this term too, is the Ferguson effect, meaning that like the cops, they won't even go to these areas anymore. They're like, dude, fuck you.
That's what happened in Baltimore. That's what happened in Baltimore, and they're like, we're out of here. We don't want to deal with it. And now the people in Baltimore are like, hey, crime is through the roof. Well, you should have thought about that. You should have thought about that before you demonize the cops. Yeah, dude. There's no fucking conspiracy. Like when you pull the cops out, and you're in a shitty area, like they start killing each other. It's not really fucking complicated. So you can't have it both ways. They're talking out of both sides of their mouth. Under one side of their mouth, they're saying, we need help. They're killing each other. Or they're killing kids in the streets. We're like, yeah, no shit. When we try to help, you bitch about that too. Like there's nothing. How do you help? What kind of help do you need? Let me guess. More money. More funding. More funding. If we just cleaned up the Planned Parenthood down the street, you'd be fine. Dude, it's bullshit. What are you looking for? Like none of it makes any fucking sense. Like you can't. Ben Shapiro gave a great talk yesterday. A lot of my friends went to Northwestern in Chicago, and I forwarded. Shapiro spoke at Northwestern yesterday, and it was a great talk. He talked about crime and the wage gap myth and the Black Lives Matter myth and safe spaces and blah blah blah. And it was a really great lecture, and I'm shocked Northwestern actually let him come in. But when you look at the stats and you look at it's hard to accept a lot of these realities, dude. But his thing is there are 3 primary things there, and he's simplified it obviously, but there are 3 primary variables to assure, if you want to make sure you don't end up in poverty, or more importantly, that your children don't end up in poverty. There are 3 primary things you have to do: finish high school, don't have kids out of wedlock, and find a job. Those are the 3 things. If you follow those 3 rules, just those 3,
dude, don't have kids out of wedlock, finish high school, and get a job. That's it. And if you follow those 3 fucking rules, the chances of you ending up in poverty are like 2%, literally.
Right.
Like
Right.
where poverty occurs is when people deter from one of those things. They don't finish high school. They have a bunch of fucking babies when they're 15 or 17 or whatever, or it doesn't even matter the age. They have kids with, and I can't figure this out either. I don't know if the single mother thing, the fact that it's exploded regardless of race. And white women having children out of wedlocks at like 40%.
Because
black
they're
women,
liberated and they're free.
Well, black
They
women
don't need
is
us,
like
men.
black women, dude. It's like 70 or 75%.
Yep,
Could you,
it's ridiculous, man.
dude? Three out of fucking four. 3 out of fucking 4 are born without a nuclear family. 3 out of fucking 4. And dude, the white women isn't really much better. So I don't know if it's the rise of feminism, like
it's the whole liberal mentality that you can throw that third wave feminism into it as well, man. It's craziness.
You don't need a man. You don't need a man, girl. You go, girl. You don't need a man.
Like I said, man, everybody in this country has a hustle. The poor have a hustle, and the wealthy have a hustle. It's the middle class that gets shafted.
It's the whole Sex in the City revolution. Like it's cool. It's cool to be a whore when you're 70. Like it's.
I'm a spinster because I listen to Chelsea Handler.
Dude, it's insane. The nuclear family, the fact that you have 2 providers, 2 nurturers, 2 people. The fact that they would try to demonize that is literally absurd. And the stats don't fucking lie, dude. If a mother and a father, guess what? Both a mother and a father are good for healthy children. So
exactly.
it's I don't even think it's a race thing. I think it's a culture thing.
It's a culture.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The culture has tried telling women that it's okay to have children under wedlock. As a matter of fact, it's glorified. Fuck the man. And by the way, we'll fuck him over anyway via, the courts will get him. So I don't know how anyone doesn't find it toxic. And for the thing that really pisses me off the most is the government has seemed to incentivize it, meaning that I can understand a mistake. All right, and I know no child wants to be called a mistake, but okay, shit happens. I get it. You got pregnant. You weren't married. You had the kid, but a third, a fourth, a fifth mistake, like you keep doing it. The government has incentivized it. The more kids you have, the more fucking checks you get. So
right.
How and what planet and what reality is that a good idea? Like the government cannot play mommy, and the government could not fucking play daddy. You need 2 fucking parents. Bottom fucking line.
Absolutely.
And I don't know in what universe that's offensive. Except for maybe the universe where you
got to look at leftism, man. Liberalism left on its own course turns into a self-deprecating, self-defeating, self-loathing, masochistic culture that hates their own existence. It becomes so nihilistic that it ends itself, and that's what we're witnessing in the 21st century, where the left is done. Evolution. I mean, I won't even say evolution because I don't believe in evolution, but human development and the way of life and nature itself cannot allow this type of special mentality to exist. Life has a way of balancing itself. And I think the world, bro, it's gotten to the point where there's just enough betas and just enough crazy leftists. They're going to get purged. I don't know if it's going to be a war. I don't know if it's going to be famine. I don't know if it's going to be pestilence. I don't know what cataclysm it's going to be. But there's some sort of an equalizer's coming. And the world and the universe has a way of balancing itself. Well, I think we're back to that point of peak leftist.
They've come to the point where they want to like debate you on evolutionary biology anyway. Like
it's so stupid.
It is because it doesn't matter what school you want to attribute it to. The way we have chosen our mates, the way we breed, the way it's been defined over tens of thousands, whatever. It's been defined over time.
It is,
and it's not the beta male pansy living in his parents' basement that gets chicks. It never has been, and it never will be. And last week we talked about the white knighting and all that shit. But it has been the alpha with resources, with balls, with a brain, with a little bit of capital, with, you know, so it's the guy who's confident, who's a provider, who offers security. Like, that's the guy who typically has been able. He has resources at his disposal, and women tend to like resources, just like men tend to like women who, you know, are vibrant and kind and nurturing.
Absolutely.
Women who are going to be good mothers and wives. You know, that shockingly that we like that kind of shit.
Exactly.
So I don't know what the fact that they've tried to convince women that you could be a Navy SEAL and you could be tough as nails and you could, like, they want to.
It doesn't work. It's like the national. I mean, Paul Joseph Watson did this. They have the national Australian soccer team. Their World Cup soccer team, women's soccer team, face off against 15-year-old boys, and they get blown out 7-0.
But why do these fucking sick fucks try to convince women that they should be men? It doesn't make
They're
any
idiots. It's to kill society. They're so stupid. Again, because it's the oppressed and oppressor mentality, man.
Well, dude, it's fucking women are awesome at being women. We love women. I love women.
Yeah,
women are fucking the best. But
exactly.
if I wanted, men are great too. But I have friends. I'm not looking for a man. I'm looking for women. Like, it's
exactly, dude.
I don't know how they've been able to program these fucking feminists that your goal in life should be to be a man. It'd be like my goal in life. And in turn, why the fuck are they trying to convince men to act like fucking women? It's like, dude, you're a guy. Just be a fucking guy. It's okay. There actually are two fucking genders. It's fucking insane to me. It's all fucking insane to me. It doesn't make any
bananas,
fucking.
bro.
Oh fuck.
Totally
I was sick and now I feel energized again.
There you go, bro. That's what Gus does for you. It energizes you, gets you ready for the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, the testosterone juices are flowing now. Now I'm awake again. All I just have to talk about feminists for a little bit, and I get worked up.
Hey man, once you plug perpetual assets, what you guys do, I guess, especially now you guys are able to get cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It's so vital that people listen to this, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, perpetual, and as I was joking around about the Bitcoin STDs earlier, the perpetualassets.com. You could, if you Google perpetual assets, will be the first 50 results that come up as well. We do retirement accounts, IRAs. People could put metal in their IRA. They're totally managing it. They could put metal in their IRA. They could put Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in their IRA, and they're totally running it as well. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to get into Bitcoin. We probably should have. It's been fucking awesome, but yeah, it's a game. I might go to a Bitcoin meetup group like next week and see a fucking dude show up in like tuxedos and Rolexes and shit. But dude, I think at like 2,800 this morning it topped off at. It's getting out of control. Well, this is the kind of shit we expected to see in metals for the last 4 years, and we're actually seeing it in Bitcoin. So we should all be doing fucking cartwheels. Like, it's fucking exciting as shit. But I still think we're waiting to see if it's kind of real or not. Like, is it going to correct or not, or is it going to come back down to earth, or is it? I don't know. I don't know how. It's incredible to watch. The last 3 months in Bitcoin have been mind blowing. So it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it truly is. With that being said, folks, you can follow us on roguemoney.net and check us out on Twitter, as well as our YouTube page. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you are alerted for the next Cuss with Gus. And I can't tell you guys enough. If you are, again, just to reiterate what Gus is saying, and I'm seriously mean this, you know, if you are, you know, sitting with a 401k, you don't know what the hell to do with it, you're freaked out about it, you're worried about, hey, you know what's going on here, you know, what could I do with it? Check out Perpetual Assets. You've been in this way. It's in your control. It's out of hands of some sort of third-party counter risk. You have it. Get the Bitcoin, get the gold, get the silver, get whatever the hell you want. Manage it on your own. You are the master of your own destiny. Make it happen. And with that, we're over and out. Take it away, CJ.